Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your caster for this evening, the Crushinator, and I am bringing you this Round 1 playoff matchup in Division C East between Wood League and Team Tiny. Level. The number 2 seed Wood League is going up against the 7th seed Team Tiny, and I'll bring you over to the comparison screen to let you know how those two teams are stacking up. Wood League in second place at the end of the regular season, coming into tonight's match at 9 wins and 3 losses on the match record, 20-9 on the map record. On terms of their best maps, Volskaya Foundry, they are currently 4-0 on, and Tomb of the Spider Queen coming in at 5-1. Their most impressive heroes thus far this season, Zool at a 5-0 record, Kael'thas at 8-1, and ETC at 9-2. Team Tiny at 7th place in the regular season, coming into tonight's match at 6 wins and 6 losses, and even 14-14 on the map record. Their best maps so far, also Tomb of the Spider Queen at 3-1, Infernal Shrines at 3-3, and their best heroes so far, Raynor at 9 wins and 2 losses. Then Deckard, 5 wins and 2 losses. Johanna, 4 wins and 2 losses. Now, I'll take you quickly over to the playoff bracket for Division C. There's actually no current results in Division C East because all games are pretty much happening right now. That's kind of a weird scheduling thing there. But over in Division C West, we actually had Team Training Wheels upsetting Better Than Bots in the 8th seed versus 1 seed series. Cosmos won over Essence Gaming, amateur opponents defeated Can't Counterpick Stupid, and Randy Newman triumphed over Resurgence of the Storm. Looks like our teams are rearing and ready to go. So, not much time for jabber for me right now. Nyquilfiend, Doge, M2L, thank you very much for hanging out today, and let's get straight into it. Take you over to the map screen, let you know how we got to where we got to. In the playoffs for NGS, the higher seeded team automatically wins the coin flip, so we had Wood League choosing first pick and choosing to ban away Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragonshire. Team Tiny choosing to ban away Alterac Pass and Sky Temple, and Team Tiny is taking us to our first map on Infernal Shrines. Alright, getting into the first draft. We are loaded up, we are ready to go. Wood League has the first ban. Taking a look, making sure I've got all my players lined up. Missing one. Montaga, Jethan, and Dart. Alright, I've got all my people set. Awesome stuff. Wood League is first to act here on Infernal Shrines. Wanting to get rid of the Rhaegar first thing. Rhaegar, strong healer on this patch, arguably one of the strongest in terms of first pick material. If I take a look over to Team Tiny's healer, Rhaegar, top of the list, so definitely a well-researched ban there. We could see an Anduin or an Ana ban coming out for Team Tiny if we want to continue this healer choke. Those have been the 2 most played healers for Wood League so far this season. We'll see if they've got a different ban strategy in mind here. It is going to be that Zool ban, very strong hero for Wood League, and a very strong hero here on Infernal Shrines as well, being the double soak Mac that it is. So far, we've got a healer and an off-lane band out, all the tanks still available, and all the mages still available, so there's a lot of power picks that are going to be traded between these two teams here. Wood League, next to act, is going to ban away the ETC. Another highly played hero for actually both of these teams, but deciding that they had other options. I'm interested to see what Team Tiny's ban will be here. Both the tanks play ETC and Johanna the most, which is pretty understandable. They're really the top two tanks right now. And we are going to see the Johanna ban, so just wanting to keep each other off those top tier tanks, saying, you know, if you're going to take away one of them, might as well take away both. And now Wood League will be first to act. If I take a look, Anduin's still available. They actually play quite a bit of Artanis, though looking at these picks, I'm thinking maybe a Kael'thas here. We'll see what they want to pick up. It's actually going to be Raynor, played by Josh. Very strong win rate there on the Raynor. Also doesn't really give away a lot of what you're trying to do with your draft. Raynor really just kind of fits into anything you want to throw him at. And now Team Tiny is next to pick. Taking away the Raynor from Dirt, probably also a very good idea. Though Tassadar and Greymane both still open here. We're actually going to see Tassadar and Sonya picked up early. We don't normally see Sonya picked up so early in the draft. But when it comes to solo laners who you can pick early, I would definitely say that Sonya is one of them. Tassadar also very, very strong at controlling the shrine with that Force Wall. And the now very long-range Shock Ray can snipe those extra minions on top of the shrine. Kavlor is going to grab the Kael'thas, and we're actually going to see Cyan pick up Blaze here. Kavlor on the Kael'thas. Now, we normally see Cyan playing the tank, so this is looking like a main tank Blaze coming out for Wood League. So that means healer left to pick and offlane left to pick, though there could be a sneaky switch here. These teams can switch around their picks between players at the end of this draft. Artanis is going to be banned out. That's one of Emtino's most played offlaners. Though, with Artanis banned and Sonya taken away, Zool also banned. That means Emtino is going to be going a little bit further down the list looking for their pick. And we're going to see Wood League, offlaner, and mage already picked up for Team Tiny. We do see tanks already banned out and a tank picked, and it's going to be Muradin that's banned away. So Montagai having to go down the list as well for their most played heroes, being ETC, Johanna, and Muradin. So both teams not getting exactly what they want in this draft, at least as well along as history is concerned. Dirt is going to grab the Greymane, and Array will grab the Ana, as this draft is starting to take shape here. Final two picks ready to come out for Wood League. If I look over to the healer situation, Anduin's still available. I'm expecting that to definitely be picked up here, and I'm interested to see what Emtino's going to end up on. All the comforts are off the table right now. We're going to grab the Malfurion, and we're actually going to see him grab the Imperius. Imperius has been sometimes played as a main tank of late, but still a very potent offlaner, and Montagai is going to grab that Anub Arak. So we've got a stun lockdown situation for Team Tiny, and a very standard stun root blow-up comp coming in from Wood League. Two very strong drafts here on Infernal Shrines. We'll see who comes out ahead as we go into game number 1. It's Wood League versus Team Tiny. Alrighty. Loading in here to game number 1. Here on Infernal Shrines, pretty much the most played map in all of NGS. Most seasons, definitely this one. So these teams are going to be very aware of how this map plays out. We'll see which one can deviate, which one can throw the other one off kilter here. But not a lot of, no pocket picks, as I can see for now. Just really straight down the middle, taking what they like to play, executing on their strategies. Being the playoffs for game number 2, we may see some more backup strategies or pocket strategies come out, but for now we're just going to go straight head-to-head. And here we go. On the left, in the blue, is Wood League. It's going to be Cyan playing that main tank Blaze. Kavlor will be on the Kael'thas. Josh on the Raynor. Amtino will be playing the Imperius, and Droopy on the Malfurion. Then on the right, in the red, it's Team Tiny with a Ray playing the Ana. Montagai will be on a Nubarak. Dirt is on Greymane. Mr. Downchild is on Sonya, and Jathan on Tassadar. Let's get into game number 1 here. Infernal Shrines, as hot as it is actually a snow map on the current anomaly, which means these players will have their shields build up while they're out of combat while the snow falls. Let's get those talents up for you to see that Tassadar did take that Shockray quest as is standard. Blaze is looking for globes. Kael'thas also looking for globes here. Imperius and Sonya going at it in the top lane as the waves crash together. We'll see which team has the superior wave clear at the start. It looks like it's Wood League for now. Montagai is looking to interrupt those rotations as Greymane has gone straight to the bottom lane to start this up. It looks like Wood League is going with the standard 1-4, where we've got a bit of a different situation here for Team Tiny, sticking with 3 in the middle for now, going with a 1-3-1 situation. Montagai keeping the vision under control here. Greymane is now coming up to challenge this as a 4v4. Malfurion Lawn is out, but catches nobody. Montagai, with that extra spell shield, will not take a whole lot of damage from that Kael'thas. And we're going to see both teams quickly starting up their siege camps. Meanwhile, in the top lane, looks like Sonya's getting the better of Emptino for the time being. That's going to be a tough matchup for Imperius there, mostly just looking to stay alive. And these teams have both taken their camp, looking for an opportunity to grab the bottom siege camp, but that is a dangerous one to take out in the middle of the map. We're going to see Sonya rotate down and help Tassadar clear that mid wave, and seeing that, Wood League is going to jump straight onto this neutral camp. Droopy, looking to ward away, still has the root available, but here comes a Nubarak. Montagai actually gets onto the point, and we're going to have our first scrap of the game. Montagai taking a lot of damage, but Josh is very low in the back. The Tassadar wall does not catch the DPS, and it looks like Wood League will pick up this camp. Montagai retreating before falling to first blood, so we're still 0 kills to 0 here. Looking to clear here. Imperius was working on this camp, but this camp is now actually pushing up onto the wall as the rest of Wood League gets on down here for the clear. If we look at the experience, we do see basically the same experience for both teams. A slight minion advantage for Wood League and a slight mercenary advantage for both teams on very even footing here at the start of the game. Actually now a very large minion lead for Wood League here. As Sonya working on Emptino at the top there. This actually could be trouble for Imperius if he doesn't have that Q out. Taking a lot of damage from Sonya. Oh, but the spear does not connect. And these two will continue their ceaseless battle. Team Tiny is actually looking to catch out Wood League on a rotation. We'll see how it works out here. We've got Raynor and Raynor on the top camp. Tassadar poking out, but Ana still staying hidden for now. It looks like they're going to take the opportunity to start this shrine, as the Shaman camp was picked up for Wood League, but not for Team Tiny. Team Tiny can instead use that time to try to get a minion lead here, as the 5v5 starts to commence here in the bottom lane. Blaze getting a nice stun onto 2. Montagai actually stunning 3 in the back. This could be trouble for Wood League. Team Tiny is putting pressure onto Blaze here. Montagai is now starting to take a lot of damage. He doesn't have that E for a couple moments. Cyan gets slept by Ana. Can Cyan escape? Downchild is right on top of him. The slam confirms the kill, but Greymane is also going down here. Sonya could be next to fall. A lot of very low members on the side of Team Tiny. Can Downchild make it out? No. Montagai still very low, but at 30-11 lead for Team Tiny. With Tassadar, they could be able to poke through and possibly steal the shrine, even with losing 2 members. Jethan gets caught by the Malfurion. Emptino is actually in a lot of trouble here. Imperius is going to go down, but they trade out for a Nubarak. Jathan uses that shock ray, and with members down, still manages to pick up the first Punisher of the game. Very nicely done from our two teams. A lot of trade on these kills. Very even matchup so far. And with members still reviving, it looks like Team Tiny will retreat to lanes and try to get an experience lead. This Punisher will be working on the front wall, but won't get too far. Array actually with the mid-charge sleep dart, making sure that stun doesn't land. Wood League looks like they won't even lose a turret here. They did lose their gate. And actually, they will lose the one turret to these minions. Minions doing a ton of damage here. Team Tiny seeing that the clear was still there. Monty Guy is actually going and gets a double stun there. Can Dirt follow up with the kill onto Droopy? No, we got Blaze with a huge stun there. These teams doing a great job of peeling for each other, though, and it looks like Team Tiny will get out unscathed. Wood League getting out the same. Team Tiny did manage to steal that siege camp, and now Dirt is working on their own, trying to regain, or at least make even, the experience lead here that Wood League has opened up. Imperius and Sonya back to their ceaseless battle in the top lane. And it looks like the next point of contention may be the bottom camp. Kael'thas has scouted this out for Wood League. Here comes Blaze and Raynor. Could we have a battle over the bottom here? It will be 4v4. Malfurion is a little late coming in. Can Team Tiny clear this up before the invade? Yes, they can. Tassadar with the safety wall, just in case. And that's all 3 siege camps actually picked up by Team Tiny. Very nice little macro play there. Sonya is now working on the Shaman camp that was not picked up for the first objective. It looks like we could have some trouble here. Amtino getting chased out. Oh, it's 60 health. Is that enough? Oh, Tassadar trying to land the shock ray. It will not land. And there goes Tassadar for the trouble. We do see Pyroblast has come out for the Kael'thas onto Array. Dirt is actually being chased out. Manages to escape there. 1 kill for Wood League, but will not get any more, as we did see Pyroblast picked up for the Kael'thas. We do see a Combustion coming out for the Blaze, wanting to hit those big slows and big damage over time. Angelic Armaments has been picked up for Imperius, and then the big Silence and the Hyperion for Raynor. Level 10s have also arrived for Team Tiny. We've got the Nano Boost for Ana, but we've got a little fight here. Emptino using that Angelic Armaments will manage to stay alive using those walls and the shield for safety. Archon was picked up by Tassadar, Cocoon for Anubarak, Wrath of the Berserker for Sonya, and Cursed Bullet for Greymane. The Shrine in the top lane, both teams hovering around here. Monty Guy possibly looking for an invade onto the back camp here. Runs into Cyan, decides not to commit the stun, and it looks like Team Tiny will have to concede this Shaman camp to Wood League. With the Shrine activating in just 10 seconds here. Team Tiny looking for a possible gank on the rotation. Here comes Emptino. Monty Guide misses the E. Gank failed. No worries, we'll get him next time. And here they come. The Shrine is active, and it is a 5v5 coming into it. Actually, a big stun by Cyan. Cyan's not waiting. The Combustion is out. Getting a lot of damage onto Tassadar. Archon is used, but it is too late. The big silence from Malfurion preventing any sort of rescue. Cyan does get cleansed, but multiple stuns coming out, and that is a trade for Blaze. A big stun onto Sonya. The Pyroblast just to confirm the kill. That's 2 kills for Wood League. And with this Shaman camp pushing, they now have all the space they need to start up this Shrine. Very nicely done, but trading of ults from both of our teams. It wasn't looking too good for Wood League in the start of that engage, but the power of the stuns and the follow-ups, just too much for Team Tiny in this engagement. Sonya is coming up now. Tassadar has returned to the field, though it may be a little bit too late. The clear very strong here for Wood League. Emptino getting a quick stab there onto Anubarak just to assert some dominance here in the top lane. Blaze is also back on the field. Greymane and Sonya have retreated to lanes, and they will be giving over this second Punisher of the game, this Mortar Punisher, to Wood League. Sonya actually spinning the win on the enemy camp once again. Will Imperius get there in time? Imperius doesn't look like they know for now, is just clearing that mid lane. But here comes that Mortar Punisher, is pushing down the top fort. Well, already taken out here. Dirt's gonna have to be careful as those Kael'thas bombs are spreading off the fort onto him. It looks like they will have to back off. They do manage to bait out the stun there with a Nubarak. Cocoon is used on Blaze to bait out that combustion. Montagai, of course, with that spell armor, isn't going to take a whole lot of damage there. Once again, baited over the wall is the Mortar Punisher, and it looks like Wood League will get this keep wall, but it looks like they may not get much else as this Punisher is going down very quickly. And there it goes. Sonya is rotating around the camps in the bottom lane, did manage to steal that camp from Wood League, and then got the neutral camp and is now working on their own. But here comes the rest of Wood League. Could we have an invade here? This is really only one place Sonya could still be. Sonya playing it safe, getting on out of there. Wood League looking for a possible rotation gank there. Tassadar sniffing it out. Cyan making sure that there's not a gank waiting for him. Another fantastic sleep dart. And they are committing onto Raynor here. Is there enough follow-up? Cyan with the zoning stun keeps away Team Tiny. Wrath of the Berserker is popped by Sonya just in case, but it looks like these teams will be retreating. Shaman Camp is the only point of interest left on the map for now. The next Punisher will be middle, and it will be Arcane. Sonya is now retreating to do that Shaman Camp. And let's see what Wood League is going to do with this downtime. Are they going to get some rotations here? Looking for some possible ganks. Montiguy's done a great job of controlling the vision on that Anubarak in the middle lane. Trying to interrupt those rotations to the bottom lane. He's consistently done that throughout this game. Very nicely done by Montaguy. Fine Cyan there. We see the Cocoon is out, and Montaguy is committing onto Droopy here. Dirt is there looking for a follow-up, actually getting a lot of damage onto the Raynor. Silence is there onto Anubarak, but Droopy is very low. Cyan catches two with the combustion. Jathan has the Archon out, but is taking a lot of damage from the Kael'thas. A huge shock ray actually kills Raynor. Array managing to stay alive even with the Pyroblast connecting. Emtano is being chased out by Anubarak and Tassadar, and the rest of Wood League will manage to retreat. Just the one kill there onto Raynor after all of that huge engage by both of those teams. The defensive capability from both squads tonight has been absolutely amazing. Level 15 to 15 here picked up. 16s will be important to pick up as this next Punisher unveils itself. Sonya has now gone back to work on that Shaman Camp. It looks like the rest of Team Tiny may be looking for Imperius here. The Sleep Dart does not connect. Cursed Bullet is used. Anubarak is going to dive straight onto that fort with the double stun. Is that going to be enough? Yes, Imperius is going to go down. Very nicely done by Team Tiny, committing under that fort. But here comes Cyan and the rest of Wood League. They may want some revenge here, but without Kael'thas there, they will not be able to take a strong engagement. Just 3v4 here in the top, but Kavlar coming in now. Could they be looking for Montaguy here, taking a lot of damage from that Kael'thas, a huge stun, and Anubarak is actually going to go down. Even with that spell armor, just not enough to get through the crazy burst of Wood League. Wood League now controlling the vision. Imperius will be back on the field before Anubarak, but for now it's a 4v4. Let's see if Team Tiny wants to commit to this, or if they just want to wait for their tank. Wood League taking a big minion lead here, already at 10 killed. And it looks like Team Tiny is content to just poke in and wait for Montaguy to return to the field. Sonya back to the bottom lane for now. You have the Shaman Camp pushing in the top that Wood League will have to respond to at one point. But it looks like Emtano back on the field. This objective will be conceded. And this Arcane Punisher will go over to Wood League. It is pushing down one of the most fortified lanes of Team Tiny, so they will have the chance to bait it over the wall without a follow-up from Blaze if they're quick. This gate falling down could be trouble. There it is. Manages to bait it over before the projection, jet propulsion, I should say, from Blaze comes out. Mr. Downchild is actually looking for a big flank here. A lot of damage from Tassadar. They're actually looking for Montaguy once again, but managing to get out with that burrow charge, and Downchild is right on to the members of Wood League. Raynor is trapped by the cocoon. Could there be a pick here? Kevlar taking a lot of damage in the back, but Malfurion with the big silence. That's going to prevent a lot of damage onto Kevlar as Kael'thas is going to get away here. Josh very, very low. Greymane commits, and there goes Raynor. Emtino could be next. Cyan with a huge stun, but it will not be enough. Imperius is going to go down. Mr. Downshot is actually getting targeted by the Pyroblast. Goes down next. There goes Kael'thas as well. It's a total bloodbath here. Nubarak is committing onto Droopy, and that is a full team wipe for Team Tiny. Nothing tiny about that engage. A full team kill for just one Sonya, and they're going to push down this mid fort and look for more. Looks like they're going to head to the top lane to get this fort pushed down as well. The next Punisher is in the bottom lane, though the fort there is already down. It will be a frozen Punisher next. And they're getting all the siege damage they can. They want the trickle experience on their side. Going into the next objective, wanting to be level 20 well before Woodleague gets there. We do see the hero kill experience going very well for the side of Team Tiny, and a great mercenary experience lead as well. Giving them this about, I'd say, 2/3 of a level lead here in the late game here on Infernal Shrines. Now looking to possibly invade this camp, but all of Woodleague is back on the field, so this could be a risky endeavor. Anubarak is trying to stall the members of Woodleague here in the middle lane as the rest of Team Tiny picks up this camp steal. Very nicely done, controlling this map and further opening this XP lead. Raynor clearing out that bottom siege camp, and the rest of Team Tiny looking to rotate onto this shaman camp. It is not going to be up for quite a while, but they're looking to get some picks on the rotations here. But Woodleague doing a good job of checking the vision, checking those bushes. Emtino could be spotted here by Montagai. Gonna have to be careful, as the rest of Team Tiny is being very patient, just waiting here. All five showing in lane for Woodleague, staying close together. They do not want to get picked off here. Here comes Cyan, discovers Montagai in the bush. Could there be a fight on this choke? A big stun there onto Anubarak, ults are committed. There goes the Pyroblast onto Montagai, and that will be enough, even through the spell shield, to take down Anubarak. Mr. Downchild on that Sonya is spinning to win on top of the members of Woodleague. Kael'thas will be next to fall. Emtino could go down here to the Sonya spin, but Raynor with a fantastic push, saving the team, making it a 1-for-1 trade. The Kael'thas for the Anubarak. So it will be a 4v4 as this bottom lane shrine opens up. Retreating back to the shaman camp is Team Tiny. Sonya wanting to get these lanes pushing in the right way, denying vision into this shrine for Woodleague. Looks like Woodleague wanting to open up at least the bottom lane vision onto this objective, but the shrine is now active, and here comes Team Tiny. They've got the top lane push that Woodleague will have to deal with. Gonna have to be careful around these vision. Is currently still a 4v4. Anubarak not yet on the field. A big sleep dart by Ana denies the charge, but coming right back in is the Blaze. Using that Unstoppable, does not have combustion just yet. Another 10 seconds for that. Cyan getting incredibly low just then, trying to get those big Shockray pokes in. But Anubarak will make it to the field before Kael'thas does. We'll see if Team Tiny can open up this fight here with a brief 5v4. Here comes Montagai. Kael'thas is getting here, though. We do see the cocoon onto Imperius. Montagai actually committing in the bottom lane onto Droopy. Emtino grabs the Angelic Armament. Silence is out from Malfurion. Dirt taking a lot of damage. Will have to retreat from those Kael'thas bombs, and this fight still going on. It's still a full 5v5 here. Very close on these minions as well. 33-24 for Team Tiny. Here comes Mr. Downchild. They're just focusing on clearing the shrine. And there it is. The Frozen Punisher goes over to Team Tiny and will be marching onto this bottom keep. Here they come. They're making a sneaky rotation. They do find Josh out there. The Hero Charge is there. The extra stun. Will it be enough? Yes, Raynor goes down, and actually Droopy goes down too. This could spell trouble for Woodleague. 2 members down, and a full health Punisher pushing onto this bottom fort. Imperius trying to clear that top lane, but barreling down here is Team Tiny. They're going to blast straight through this keep with the Greymane Sonya pressure, and they're going straight to the core. This will be going to be a very difficult defense without that Malfurion, without that big silence. Cyan Gets caught out there by Montaguy. This core is already losing health. 75% here. The Twilight Archon doing so much. Sony actually going down here. Dirt is going to have to be careful. They need that Greymane on the core, and it looks like game number 1 going over to Team Tiny. Very well done. GG. All right, here we are in the post-game. Very nicely played from both of our teams, but the very aggressive straight down the middle rotation from Team Tiny did manage to find Wood League and end the game in the bottom lane. Still a very, very even match throughout. We see 10 kills to 13. Pretty even throughout the game there. 0 deaths on Ana for Team Tiny. Very nicely done. Tassadar really showing the power of that Shockray build. Coming out top damage, 77,000. And still, we saw Kavlor on that Kael'thas dishing out the pain at 50k for Wood League, getting a lot of kills there at 5. But ultimately, it was Team Tiny with the superior end game fight, and will take game number 1. Alrighty. That is game number 1 in the books. Team Tiny is up 1-0 to Wood League. We're going to get the next game set up for you, but for now I'm going to send you over to a break. We'll get you to game number 2 as soon as we can. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, looks like our teams are getting ready to go. During that game, and beforehand, Emtano, IOI Candy, and Ricardo Recliner, thank you very much for the follows. I appreciate the support. We're getting straight into game number 2 here. We're going to be on Towers of Doom. We'll just remind you, if you are just now joining me, about the bans up until this point. Wood League chose to ban out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragon Shire. Team Tiny banning out Alterac Pass and Sky Temple. Infernal Shrines was chosen and won by Team Tiny. Wood League once again choosing first pick for game number 2. So Team Tiny will be taking us to Towers of Doom. Let's get into the draft here. Once again, Rhaegar banned away by Wood League. Still not wanting to see our favorite bloodlusty Wolfman. Interested to see if it will still be the Zool ban on Towers of Doom. Towers of Doom, probably the map most synonymous with double soaking here in the NGS. It's not the only strategy, but it is the main one. So the Zool ban would make sense, and there it is. Team Tiny not wanting to deal with the balance brought by the Necromancer. Wood League taking that Tassadar off the board, not wanting to see that nasty Tass anymore from Jathan. Probably well advised given how much pain he managed to dish out in that last game. And it will be Kael'thas banned away by Team Tiny. The top tier mages from game number 1 no longer on the board, but that leaves Johanna available for Cyan. I'm expecting a very quick ETC pickup in response from Team Tiny. We may actually see that that Sonya picked up early once again, though if I was a betting man, I think we're looking at ETC Raynor here for Team Tiny. It's actually going to be Sonya Raynor coming out from Mr. Downchild and Dirt. So leaving that ETC on the board. ETC definitely not the only possible tank to take into a Johanna, lots of other options. We're going to see Droopy grab the Ana, and Emtano will grab Malthael. Very quick draft here. With Johanna, Ana, and Malthael picked up already. Looking at the other possibilities, Jaina and Gul'dan, mages often played. With Ana, either one of them really works a lot, so it's really what you don't want to see. Instead, they're just going to leave the option open and ban away the Greymane, being that Raynor has already been picked up by Dirt. Now, Wood League, Sony and Raynor have been picked up. They could ban away the ETC, though there are still plenty of top-tier tanks, such as Mal'Ganis, who is available at this stage in the NGS, and Garrosh to pick up, so I'm interested to see what they're going to prioritize here for their third and final ban. It is actually going to be the ETC. They decide they don't mind if any of the other tanks picked up. They just don't want to see the cow come through. So we probably, well, we definitely now won't get to see the Divine Cow strategy, the Uther ETC, coming out from Team Tiny. Jathan is actually going to take away the Jaina from Wood League, and Montagai is going to grab that Anubarak once again here. We take a look over at Kavlar's most played picks. Kael'thas and Jaina already off the board here. Gul'dan would be the next most played option. That is a pretty strong pick with the Ana. Though Ana with Nano Boost could be something to pick up with the Malthael, and definitely something to play with a Li Ming. As we see Kavlar picking up the Diablo Mage herself. And Josh is going to grab Sylvanas. It's Sylvanas. Some people think that Sylvanas has less effect here on Towers of Doom just because there's only one layer of buildings. But the buildings that you do pick up on Towers of Doom are so impactful, especially in the bottom lane, that Sylvanas' value is definitely still there. The last healer pick coming out here for Team Tiny. We'll see what Array wants. It's going to be the Stukov. Stukov picked up. All right, the teams are set. We've got the Nano Boost onto really either Malthael or Li Ming, can deal a whole lot of damage, and the top tier tank coming out from Johanna. But reprising the role on Anubarak, played very well by Montagai in game number 1 by Team Tiny. Can they steal the series, or will we be going to game number 3? Let's find out here on Towers of Doom. Here we are loading into Towers of Doom. Team Tiny up 1-0 here, choosing to bring us to Towers of Doom. I'd say we have some pretty even drafts here. We've got sort of a switch on sides. We've got the stun blow up more on the side of Team Tiny here, and the sort of whittle down and knock 'em out style from Wood League. We'll see who prevails here as we get into game number 2. Once again, in the blue on the left is Wood League, with Kavlar playing the Li Ming. Emtano is on the Malthael, Cyan on the Johanna, Droopy will be playing Ana, and Josh will be on the Sylvanas. On the right, in the red, is Team Tiny with Mr. Downchild on the Sonya. Montagai once again playing the Anubarak. Array is going to be on the Stukov. Jathan is on the Jaina this game. And Dirt is on the Raynor. Here we go on Towers of Doom. Now, this current anomaly, Towers of Doom is a fog map. So if the fog is active and you enter a bush for 1.5 seconds, you will gain stealth for 40 seconds, as we see Cyan actually getting that stealth buff right there. The stealth works like any other stealth hero. If you stay still for an amount of time, you become permanently or totally invisible. But if you move, you get that little silhouette outline that the enemy team is able to see. Raynor and Sonya have split into the top and bottom lanes. A very similar setup here. 2 Infernal Shrines. Oh, but a nice sleep dart by Ana. That could be trouble for Dirt as the rest of the team is here. Cyan gets the pull, and Dirt does go down. Very nicely shot there by Droopy. Malthael, definitely a strong double soaker, but will have some trouble if the lanes remain manned for Team Tiny, as he cannot take a whole lot of punishment while he double soaks. Moving S4 onto the left Sapper camp is Wood League. Not committing just yet to the right side as Raynor was taken out. Raynor is actually going over to the camp now, but will need some help unless... Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. We'll need some help, or else Wood League could have a quick invade here. And here they come. Wood League is going to come across the map. Array catches them, but Johanna with the Iron Skin. This could be trouble for Wood League. A big stun, though, by Montagai. Will it be enough to drive Wood League away? Droopy's actually taking a lot of damage there in the backline, and Ana will be the one to fall. A very nice defense there by Team Tiny. And it looks like the double soak is in full business here from Malthael. Take a look at the XP real quick. Slight minion advantage going over to Wood League, about even on the mercenaries and heroes. Not much to see there. Level 4 is picked up by Wood League before Team Tiny, though. Malthael will have a speed advantage on Sonya with this double soak, though Sonya will have a kill pressure advantage in that matchup, as the 4v4 will get underway here in the bottom lane. This bottom lane 4v4, a lot of it comes down to wave clear. The team with superior wave clear will have superior position in the lane, and will have a lot better opportunity to open up ganks and really just move around freely. So focusing on those minions is going to be important. You see Johanna trying to push back Stukov. Monty Guy actually getting the double stun there. Stukov following up with the silence. Is that going to be enough to kill Josh? Sylvanas will be going down here, but Monty Guy could pay for it. Managing to get out there. Very nice peel by the members of Team Tiny. 2 kills to 1 for Team Tiny, as the first triple altar phase is now active. It looks like Malthael and Sonya will have the gentleman's trade in the top lane, and it will be a brief 4v4 for the bottom shrine in the bottom lane. Nubarak without a lot of health here, but getting a nice stun onto Ana, and Ana goes down. Malthael and Sonya are rotating down towards the lanes here, but Array managing to sneak in a cap while the blinding light from Cyan was on cooldown, and that is 2 turn-ins to 1 for Team Tiny. Very nice start here. Level 7, still a few waves away here for both of our teams. Array and Dirt trying to cover that mid lane while Malthael floats between the top and bottom, the aspect of death that he is. Sonya trying to get these lanes a little bit closer to the gate here to prevent Malthael from soaking as safely as they'd like to. Raynor actually trying to stay off vision and move around to take this top camp to help out Sonya. This is a very nice play coming out from Team Tiny when your double soaker is behind in this matchup. If you can pick up this camp, it'll really, really help out push this lane and ruin the rhythm of that Malthael. Malthael has committed to the mid lane, so that top camp will be going over to Team Tiny, and that's going to be a problem for Malthael, as he's going to have to spend some time either clearing out that camp or letting it crash into the wall. The left sapper has been picked up for Wood League, and looks like they're going for another invasion. Looking to control the vision there. Still not starting it is Team Tiny. Knowing that they're behind, not wanting to get caught out there on the rotation. Droopy checking the vision with that healing dart. It looks like Monty Guy's trying to bait this camp a little bit, but Wood League is not falling for it this time. Level 8s are here. Altars in the bottom lane are activating. Neither team will be looking at heroics for this next fight, and it looks like we've got a full 5v5 as Malthael and Sonya are going to duke it out on the top turn-in, and these teams jockeying for position in the bottom lane. Cyan looking to interrupt those rotations. Li Ming Orb just missing there. And here we are, the 5v5 over the top. Ana actually sneaking down to the bottom lane for the turn-in. Can Team Tiny turn this while Ana comes on back? Sleep Dart does catch Ana in the back. Monty Guy diving in with very little health, actually stunning the entire team there. Anubarak will fall. Droopy is getting out with under 50 health. This could be trouble for Wood League, but dealing out a lot of damage. And there goes Raynor. Mr. Downchild could be next. Sonya down, and that is 3 kills to 0 for Wood League. Could be more here. Array with that extra Stukov health will get out just fine. And now Wood League here with the invade is going to steal these sappers. Take a look. We now see a very opened up hero kill lead for Wood League. The minions still on the side of Team Tiny, but with this Malthael double soak going on, that could change here as we see level 10s have come online for both of our teams here in just a moment. But taking this opportunity to get this wall down, very important here for Wood League. This will definitely help out with possibly taking down this bottom tower in the next team fight. The fog is back, which means stealthed heroes are abound here. Nubarak scouting out this bush. That cocoon there onto Johanna. Just both tanks staring at each other a little bit. We do see the commit there onto Kavlor. Kavlor could be in trouble here. The Ring of Frost whiffs, not hitting anybody. This could be trouble here. This Wailing Arrow is out onto Dirt. Josh trying to get down onto the bottom lane here. Jathan taking a lot of damage, and Jaina will be the next to fall. Monty Guy's gonna have to be careful here. Array being chased out by Cyan on the top. Anubarak goes down. Array does manage to squeeze past the Johanna there, but another 2 kills for Woodleague. A very strong start here for the number 2 seed. If you're just coming in here from Murda Stream, welcome to game number 2. It is Team Tiny is up 1 versus the higher seed Woodleague, but Woodleague off to a very strong start here on Towers of Doom, trying to siege down this bottom tower very early in the game here, with a single bottom lane altar spawning in just 15 seconds. The siege is here, Sylvanas Black Arrows are out, they've got a full minion wave, and it looks like they will have this tower no problem. And that is a big problem for Team Tiny. Monty Guy not getting anyone with the burrow charge, a very nice split there by Woodleague, and this altar is up. Now with no way to retreat for Team Tiny except that little tiny avenue, this fight is going to be a little bit difficult for them. But they are going for it nonetheless. A 5v5 here in the bottom lane. Mr. Downchild is having to spin away. Emthano using that Tormented Souls to get onto the backline. Jathan could be in trouble once again. Jaina going down here. The Ring of Frost is committed. Mr. Downchild is trying to get Emthano down before falling himself. Malthiel will actually be first to fall here, but there goes Sonya. Monty Guy committing backwards, getting the double stun onto Josh and Droopy. Kavlor committing forward, but going down for the trouble. It's now a 2v2 for our teams here. Dirt is standing his ground and firing away. Cyan with very little mana here is not going to be able to do a whole lot. Josh gets committed onto by Montagai, but the double stun isn't there, and Sylvanas will manage to walk away here. Both teams really running on fumes here. The 3v3 continues, but Jaina is back on the field. All members are back on the field except for Li Ming. Still, Team Tiny manages to come out ahead and grab those extra shots. Now they're going to have to retreat onto this bottom tower. They will have space to do this, even though they are down level 13 to 12 here. Pontigai using those beetles to tank the tower shots, and it looks like they will even up the count here. Woodleague grabbing the Sapper camp, looking like they may move across the map here, but the bottom tower is taken out, and Team Tiny will be in position to respond to this invade. Cyan and team trying to take out the Raiders. Raider managing to get on out, and we actually have a full commit onto this camp here. Team Tiny's gonna have to be careful if they want to commit to this. They've got a pretty rough angle here. Choosing instead to clear the wave and try to stop this camp before it starts. The Ana Sleep Dart does not connect, but here comes Cyan looking for Montagai here in the middle. Blessed Shield is out, and the full combo is there. Montagai managing to escape. Dirt trying to get some extra damage onto Kavlor. Cocoon onto the Sylvanas, but that Disintegration Beam making short work of that Cocoon. Wailing Arrow is out, and that will be a Nubarak going down here. Kavlor looking for Dirt, but could fall for the trouble. A fantastic blind there, saving Kavlor's life, and the bottom tower will go back over to Woodleague. Fantastic blind there by Cyan, definitely saving Kavlor. Only 100 health left, and those Rainer autos were definitely the killing blow. However, those blows doing absolutely nothing when you're blinded by Johanna. Woodleague will now proceed to try to defend this bottom turn-in, or this bottom tower, I should say, while Ana retreats back to tap the altar. Sonya is looking for a possible flank here. Jathan trying to drive away Josh, and it looks like Ana will pick this up. It is currently a 5v4 for Team Tiny. Blessed Shield is once again taken out. I'd say a 4v5, but this tower is dealing a lot of damage to Sonya, and without the wave there to tank it, it's going to be trouble for Team Tiny's. Just Downshot taking a lot of damage here. Monty Guy trying to get the stun onto Emtino, but missing with that Q. Monty Guy, a little bit of trouble in the back, but will manage to stay up thanks to that Stukov healing. A lot of members very low on both sides. It looks like Ana still has plenty of mana to get everyone back up and running, though. Malthiel gonna head to the mid lane, try to get level 16 for his team. And we now have a 5v4. No minions here just yet, but it looks like Woodleague will back off and give this bottom tower. Level 16 is almost here, though, for Woodleague. They're gonna actually just move straight onto the middle tower. Malthael trying to create pressure in the top lane. Looks like they're going to have to back off here, though, because here comes Team Tiny. Here comes Sonya for the flank. Neither team taking advantage of the stealth just yet from the fog. But we'll see what these teams do. The bottom Sapper camp is now up for Wood League. Looks like Team Tiny is looking for a rotation here onto Malthael. Emtino with that Pale Horse, though. Very, very swift is going to take the safe way around. Very nicely done. Good map sense there coming out from Emtino. Sonya taking the opportunity to finish that last tower. And we have another triple altar spawn here. Wood League trying to steal this bottom Sapper camp, but here comes the stealth Monty Guy and Array. The rest of the squad here looks like could be trouble for Wood League. Kavlor is buffed here. Monty Guy will actually go down before the cocoon connects. Emtino is on top of Array. This could be trouble. Ana actually going down in the bottom lane as well as Jaina. Can Emtino get on top of Array? Yes, Stukov will be next to fall. Could Dirt be next? Emtino on the chase. Actually doesn't confirm the kill, and Dirt is going to get away. But still, 3 kills to 1 for Wood League, as Sonya actually having a cheeky little steal here, grabbing that top altar, getting those shots in their direction. But Wood League, with the sappers going down the bottom lane, will reclaim this bottom tower. Malthael heading up to match the Sonya, level 17 to 16 here. So now defending this bottom lane is more important than ever. Still hanging on to a bit of stealth there is Cyan, but there it goes. The fog is dissipated. Monty Guy actually committing there onto Kavlor, but the blink is there to get away. Sonya on top of Josh, but will manage to retreat after Wrath of the Berserker is popped. Both these teams still very even here. We have a large experience in kill lead for Wood League. Only 18 to 16 on levels, but very close on these shots. Plenty of time for Team Tiny to get back into the game here. Working on taking back this bottom fort is Dirt and Array, but here comes Emtino. Doesn't hit with the shade, and it looks like Dirt and Array will manage to get out of there. We actually have the nano boost committed, and Emtino will just have to burn in silence, not getting on top of any targets there. 1 minute until that's available for Ana. Once again, it looks like Team Tiny wants to get this bottom fort back. Is going to have to wait for their minion wave. Cyan trying to control the bottom bush, but Raynor poking that out. We actually have a double top altar spawn here. We'll see what our teams choose to do. Josh getting stunned out. The double stun is there with the silence, but just not enough damage from Dirt. Josh will manage to get away here, taking the opportunity to get a little bit of extra damage onto this bottom tower. Malthael and Sonya duking it out in the top lane. Anubarak actually using the E to get away. Is that going to be enough? But a 4-man stun is there, but the sleep dart from Ana, they're able to regain that space. Johanna, with that extra movement speed, does gather and slow 3. It looks like Sonya and Malthael will simply trade in the top lane. Both teams really stopping each other's rotations there. And the table is set once again, 3 to 3 in structures. Could Team Tiny be looking for an invade here? Josh in the bush, looking for a stun on a Droopy, but not finding it. That's still a ton of Jaina damage, and that will be Ana first to fall here. Cyan could be next. Johanna going down. The silencing arrow is out, but not soon enough to save the tank. Kavlor in the top, free casting, but here comes Montagai wanting to find a kill there. They're going to grab and steal this Sapper camp and try to make up this XP disadvantage that they're at right now. This is the first time they've actually been able to get onto the wall of Wood League here in the bottom lane, and they're going to have to make quick work of it. There goes the Sapper camp, sieging that top tower here. Kavlor trying to drive back Team Tiny, but there's no stopping this force. Raynor and Sonya just too much damage. Here it comes, and this bottom tower is going down. Team Tiny is turning this thing around. Could they get the steal here in game number 2 and move ahead in the playoffs? This is going to be a very, very close ending here, as we see Ana and Johanna about to rejoin the battle. Heading back with the remaining time is Team Tiny. Gonna grab that Sapper camp. Double altar phase in the bottom lane. Boss still available here, though it is a very low priority boss on this map. You see Wood League is actually using this time to really siege down this fort. That mirror ball from Li Ming doing a lot of work, and we're actually back to even towers already. Team Tiny looking to stop Cyan here, and we're gonna have a fight over this bottom altar. Monty Guy taking a lot of damage from Josh right off the bat. The Blessed Shield is out. The full combo grabs 4. Monty Guy in the back freezes the Ana, getting the stun onto Kavlor. Dirt is there for the kill. Monty Guy actually managing to get on out of there. Cyan could be next, taking a lot of damage from the Jaina, but there's the Iron Skin. A great spear by Sonya finds Malthael. Monty Guy just hovering in the top with less than 100 health. Ana will go down here. Team Tiny is really turning this thing around. Jathan and crew gonna push down this tower once again before capping that altar. 3 down for Wood League, actually trying to commit onto Johanna, but the Iron Skin stops the stun. It looks like Stukov is gonna pick up these 5 shots. That'll make it 14-9 for our teams here, but at such a late stage and such long death timers, Team Tiny could be looking for a 6 cap here. No, it looks like they're going to move on to the boss. They want to get these extra 4 shots. If they can maintain control of 4 structures, only 1 altar would win them the game with these 4 shots. Taking the boss here, but Sylvanas and Johanna, they will have time to take this bottom tower. It looks like the bottom tower isn't their concern. They're going to head straight to the top lane. Still, Malthael and Ana down. They're going to grab this top tower and maintain their grip on those next 5 shots. Team Tiny is really starting to snowball this. But the rest of Wood League is back on the field. They're going to have to really make some plays here to come on back. Ana trying to control this middle vision, but here comes Wood League, level 21-21. Teams on even footing. All heroics are online. This next team fight could decide it. Here they are. They're trying to take advantage of the stealth here. Cyan rotating through. Monty Guy sees it. Cyan catches Anubarak in the bush, using the burrow charge to get on out of there, but the Blessed Shield stun is out, catching 4. Big bombs from Kavlor, but no kills so far. It is a double altar phase in the top lane. Only 1 altar required here for Team Tiny. Wood League is not going to have time to take this top tower back. They need to fight over this shrine right now. It's going to come down to this. Dirt is actually caught out here. The Malthael ult is committed. It looks like here we go. The silence is out, and oh no, Jaina could be falling here, using the ice block to stay alive. Kavlor still blinking away. There goes Jaina, there goes Li Ming, there goes Johanna. Hanna is next to fall, and there goes Sylvanas. Raynor is actually next to go down. Emtino trying to escape. You still healing off that Q, actually regenerating quite a bit of health. But Array in the back is going to get the tap. Malthael goes down, and it's GG. The 2-0 victory for Team Tiny. Amazing, amazing work there from Team Tiny. Wood League had such a strong start, really controlling that map in the opening minutes. But Team Tiny, finding those level 20 team fights, finding those picks with that Anubarak. Unbelievable stuff. Managing to turn things around, get the snowball going, and getting the final 5 shots. Really, really nice work there. Looking at the stats here, Malthael dominating the board. As Malthael came down to those team fights, getting a ton of hero damage, getting that double soak done. Very, very nicely done. Sonya trying to match that double soak. Couldn't quite keep up with the Malthael, but having a huge presence in those team fights. Ultimately, it was Team Tiny with the victory. And that is a 7th seed with the 2-0 domination over the 2-seed Wood League. Very nicely done. Let me see if I can get us an interview here. Find Mr. Downchild Bear. Let's see if I can get you a post-game interview here. Head on over to lobby 3. Still connecting. There we go. Fantastic. All right, we'll get you an interview here in just a moment. And here we are.
Hey, Crushinator.
Mr. Downchild, welcome. The 2-0 domination over the 2-seed Wood League. That's got to feel good.
Oh, it always feels good. We played them earlier this year, and we knew going in they're, really good team. I think we went 2-1 on them earlier this year, so, we've been playing a lot lately, so I think now that the team's all, fully stacked up and able to practice, we're kind of hitting our groove right now, so we're pretty happy with the outcome, obviously.
Well, definitely showed today. These were incredibly close games, really, both of them back and forth on the map there, but ultimately it was those level 20 team fights where you managed to pull ahead. What were comms like in those late moments as we started getting into really level 21, level 22 in both games there?
They're a little hectic, but at the same time they're very organized. Monty is our shot caller, and he always does a great job, and Monty's on tank, but we're just really getting into a groove. That's all I can say. I mean, we're really playing off each other and following his lead and going on the targets that he's calling, and it's working. It's crazy it's amazing when you actually listen to your shot caller how well things turn out.
Well, sometimes it's always the case where doing something slightly suboptimal as a team versus doing the right thing with 4 players can definitely get you ahead. But we saw really a lot of just great decisions coming out from you guys, especially on attack angles, especially on gank angles with that Anubarak.
Oh yeah,
now
he's literally calling those out. Those are very scripted and pragmatic approaches to the fight too. So again, give credit to Monty. So he did very well.
Very, very nicely done. All right, well, not a whole lot extra to say there. It just looked like from the drafts, you guys pretty much went with what you were most comfortable with when it wasn't banned out and taken away. We saw some definite tit for tat in those picks there. Did anything really surprise you coming out with the picks and bans from Wood League?
We weren't shocked. I mean, anyone who does their homework will see we like playing Rhaegar. We like playing Zool, but the thing that we've really worked on through the course of the season is really getting a diverse, lineup. Meaning, if they ban, X, Y, or Z, we have a full complement of approaches we can go. So it's always unfortunate when we see some of our favorite heroes go, but we're more than happy to go a different direction as well. And we talked about banning out the sill, and we kind of kicked ourselves going into towers, letting the sill through, and we were a little concerned with that piece, but it still worked out. So all in all, we're very happy.
Very, very nicely done. Now, if I quickly take a look at my playoff bracket to remind myself, so that puts you through to the winner of Ban Cho and Death and Delay, which we may actually have the answer to since all these games are playing simultaneously, but I do not have the answer just yet. Is there one of those teams that you'd rather face, if I could put it that way, or one that you're more comfortable with the way they draft if you're looking into the next round?
None of the above. I mean, I say this in all honesty. I think this is our first season in NGS, and every one of the 8 teams that made the playoffs are all really good, and it doesn't matter. I mean, they're all good teams, and we'll go into it with the same approach and do our homework, practice, and show up with our A game and do the best we can. So, whoever wins, then great. We look forward to the match.
All right, fantastic stuff. Well, congratulations on your win. Any shout-outs you'd like to make before we close things up here?
I gave Monty MVP. He does well. Give Jethan a quick shout-out, the whole team, and give NyQuil a shout-out too. He's been, working with us a little bit here and there to help clean up some of our sloppy play here and there. So I guess And then a shout out to you, of course, for the stream. We always in the cast we really enjoy it and appreciate it. So.
Oh, my pleasure entirely. NyQuil is definitely hyping it up in the chat through the whole series. So good to see the support there.
Yep.
All right.
We like having him around. So, all right. Thanks. We appreciate it.
Thank you for coming by, and good luck in your next series.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Talk to you soon. See ya.
Talk to you soon.